Hey guys, I'm Devin de Lima, and to be honest, this week has been crazy busy for me at work and in my personal life. So I'm just gonna start ranting and raving and going wherever my mom wants me to. So come on! Also, if things get weird, here's why. It's almost spring, and by that I mean it's like a month away, which is kind of awesome. Midwest has had some great weather this weekend, and I am really enjoying it. But that also means some kind of spring cleaning. I also haven't done sports since I was like 7, which means that this followed me from New York to Georgia to New Jersey, back to Georgia, to different parts of Georgia 3 separate times, and then followed me all the way across the country to the Midwest. And that's kind of insane when you think about it, and also kind of pleasing and terrifying. And also, it just kind of shows how good I am about cleaning stuff up.
It's just my vlog now. My name's Eli Cheesecake, and I like to ruin everything.
Now, if you're spring cleaning, you might realize that as you do it, that there are just some things that you didn't realize that you still had. For example, I was going through the closet for my lights and stuff, and this fell out. I started going routinely to the gym this week for the first time in years. And honestly, it's so great. Like, I thought that I would hate it, that I'd be dreading it, and yeah, even the moments before I go, I think, wow, I wish I weren't going to the gym. But then as soon as I'm there and I'm doing the work and I'm doing everything, and then when I get home, I'm like, yeah, let's go to the gym again tomorrow. And then the next day, I'm like, why? You're such a bitch. Hold on. It says Greenwood Lake Little League. I haven't lived in Greenwood Lake since I was 7. Seriously, highly recommend to anyone who's dealing with anxiety, depression, or just general self-esteem issues. Go, because if you're like me, it helps a lot. Oh my god, this battery's dying. Why? Hold on. I don't know where my charger is, so... Oh, looks like I'm not going to the gym today. That was enough exercise for one day. Seriously, I just have like mementos from my childhood just spread out all over the place, and I've always kind of kept them. And it's like, things like this, okay? Things like this. I don't need this, but as soon as I think about throwing it away, I'm like, oh, but I'm gonna want that. It also helps if you're not smoking cigarettes anymore. Man, were my lungs on fire with the first time on that treadmill. But like, for what? Like, cool parties to, I don't know. Am I gonna dress up as a pedophile this Halloween? No, like. Camera's gonna die, camera's gonna die. I'm pretty sure I heard last night on the radio right before I fell asleep that they just found a new planet and they're naming it Galileo or something like that. I don't know. Something about Sirius stars. I might have dreamed all this. Don't die on me! Seriously, does anyone actually change out their contacts like every month like they're supposed to? Wait, is that just me? Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Bow, 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 bow. I love you. What's important to remember is that someone down below could have seen me struggling so hard and sweating so badly, and they might have been thinking, wow, I wish I were working out as hard as that guy, because that guy's he knows what he's doing, and I don't. So it's all about perspective. Whereas when you're a kid, you might sleep weird, and it would hurt when you first wake up, and then like 20 minutes later you'd be fine because your freaking muscles are like rubber bands, and now they're really not. They're like Brussels sprouts. What? Anyways, what were we talking about? Like, seriously, I'm 24 and I'm already like getting out of bed and I'm like, oh, my neck is killing me. And it's because I'm sleeping weird at night. And it takes me a full 24 to 48 hours for my neck to heal. You know, it's weird how we always want something and then as soon as we get it, we don't want it anymore. For example, I lived in the city of Chicago. I wanted a car so badly the entire time I didn't have one. And now that I have one, I'm like, oh man, there goes my excuse to not go out anymore. Like, crap. I'm on the last book of the Harry Potter series. I started reading it right after the new year, and I'm almost done with the 7th book. And I have to say, I don't know what life is afterwards. And I've been going to the gym. Could you guys just imagine that like next week I just come into frame and I'm just like have no neck at all. And I'm just like this big mass. And I'm like, hey guys, it's me, Devin. Is this where I've gone to in my vlog? Hey, 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 I. talk about, I don't know, protein shakes. What do people like that talk about? I don't think they even know what they talk about. I also saw my first IMAX movie ever with Deadpool, and I have to say, if you are a little hesitant about it, it's totally okay. But give yourself a little bit of time for your eyes to adjust, because right when I started watching everything in IMAX, I felt like I was gonna blow chunks, which would have been really bad for all the people in front of me because it was a crowded ass theater. You know how people say that like when you turn like 25, that's it. Like, well, not that's it, but that's when like your hypothalamus is the most developed and you'll have like the littlest amount of changes from there on. Like, that's the closest to who you'll be for the rest of your life. Isn't that kind of terrifying to tell anyone? Because they're like, oh yeah, by the way, like, I know that you're probably going through like second adult puberty right now, which by the way, have fun with that. No one warned you. Do you want this to be your vlog? Do you want this to be your vlog?
Look at those toes, look at those toes, look at those toes, look at those toes.
Stairmasters suck, by the way. Like, I did 45 flights of steps and it was so bad. I inherited really bad sweating glands from one of my parents, and it was like right here, and it would come down and start dripping off my nose over and over again while you're like 2 stories up, and I'm like, sorry all the basic white bitches below, but I'm just gonna sweat on your ass. The other thing that was like really good for Valentine's Day-esque for that movie was, you know, getting to see Ryan Reynolds' butt a couple times, so that was cool. I come back next week and I'm magically straight somehow. Like, oh wow, that's all I needed to do was get buff? Whoa. Actually, or I might be more gay, who knows. What did you guys do for Valentine's Day? I made slime for some reason, but then I also went to the movies with my beloved and we saw Deadpool, which isn't the most romantic movie at all, but it was pretty great. All right. Just so you know, yeah, if you don't like who you are at 25, it's gonna be twice as hard to change it going forward because your body just gave up. If you've never had a Shamrock Shake from McDonald's, honestly, what are you doing with your life? Because they're so good. All right, I've rambled on for 20 minutes. Let's see how much of this I cut out. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I put out new videos every single Saturday. And I love you guys so much, and I'll see you next week for another brand new video. Later.
Finally